When you think of Zala, which of his mobile suits comes to mind? The original Aegis and Seed? Or his mobile and agile Infinite Justice? Or even his Gok in Sea Freedom? I doubt many of you will remember his Saviour though, the ZGMF X-23S Saviour Gundam, a mobile suit of Atherin and a Gundam that often gets forgotten by fans, probably because Sea Destiny was so bad, but also because it was an extremely unmemorable suit, but not to the fault of its design, it's the fault of the show. It barely had any interesting fights, and the one it did have was the one it lost and got chopped up like green onions by the Freedom. Even when you search on YouTube, Saviour Gundam, it doesn't show you the montage of its footage and fights first. It shows you the fight it had against the Freedom first. So that must leave you thinking, if the Saviour didn't leave a good legacy in the show, then it must have had a better one in the model kit form, right? Nope, and the review of this kit will show you why. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me again. I'm back today reviewing the high grade Saviour Gundam from Gundam Seed Destiny. Look at the nice box art here. Not quite as nice as the Aegis. I did like the Aegis box art more. It just looked a lot more appealing aesthetic. This one's a bit too old school. Looking at it, you can tell like, yeah, this is something from way back then. Let's take a look at the side of the box. Over here we have the front view, the rear view, the action, weapon, and once again they made it an effort to show you that it can transform. Looking at this side, it's just the typical information, but sadly, because this was released, I don't know, back in 2005, no English translated yet, so it was all Japanese only. When they show you like the picture of the product here, like the Saviour here, you kind of see its flaws already. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but looking at it with the naked eye, you can clearly tell this is painted. Nothing about this screams out of the box, because let's count the number of parts that are white that you see on this image. Not looking at the runners yet, just looking at this manual. Let's see how many white parts do you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, back here as well, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 white parts on this Gundam. And you can oh, look like we missed a few. 18 and 19 on the feet. So 19 white parts on this Gundam. Take a wild guess how many actual white pieces you will actually get in the kit, because I assure you it's not 19. But before I show you, let's take a look at the inside of the manual. Looks pretty nice, right? Right here showing you again, it can transform, and flipping back here, it shows the transformation. A lot simpler than the Aegis. So this is more of like a wing Gundam transformation, where it's just you flip the Gundam over, you break his leg, and you put the shield on his face, and boom, you got a transformation. I'll even argue it is simpler than the Aegis itself, which is surprising because this is his third mobile suit. So yeah, he had the Aegis, the Justice. He kind of downgraded to the Saviour in the beginning of Sea Destiny, but later he upgraded to Infinite Justice. Yeah, what's the trend with Zala having a mobile suit at the beginning of his series with a transformation gimmick, and then in the later half he switched to something that doesn't have a transformation gimmick? One good sign, however, you do get pink beam saber effects parts. And when I asked you earlier, do you remember how many white parts do you see on the manual art? Borderline 20, 19 to be specific. Let's count how many white parts you see on this white runner, the only white runner that came with the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 12. Basically half of the white parts that you think you're gonna get. The white part for the wings aren't even there either. What the heck? Very disappointing from just looking at the runners already. And even more disappointing is, look at this. They switched back to the ball joint hip, not the universal peg and hole hips with an independent thigh swivel like in the previous kit. They switched back to the old ball joint hips. What the hell? So I'm gonna build this, and I'm gonna get back to you and telling you how good it is. So let's get into the actual review of the kit. And before I show you the kit, let me ask you this. You see this picture of the kit on the manual right now? Did you really think that the kit will look as good as this? No, it doesn't. That's what it looks like. It's really unfortunate because I really do like the Saviour design. The reality is just this kit sucks. Excuse me, I'm a little bit sick right now, so you're gonna hear a lot of sniffling. So let's really talk about this kit. It has issues, many issues. The first issue is, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the head is just plain ugly. The overall scope of the kit is beautiful, it's fine. It looks solid, it looks like a solid kit. I kind of find it charming, but man, it really does not hold up a candle to the high grade Aegis that I just reviewed. The first thing that you'll notice about the kit is just the head is just plain ugly. I'm gonna try to show it on camera here. There you go. But the head is just plain ugly. It just has a very bad head sculpt. I'm sorry for saying this, but it looks like it has Down syndrome. Like what was Bandai thinking? Designing this. Oh wow, this looks great, let's push this out there. No, it looks horrible. I'll pop up the picture of the faceplate itself, the white faceplate in here on the screen to show you how bad it is already compared to the high grade Aegis where the head is too slim, but that's okay because it still look good. And this one, it looks too fat, way too fat, and it doesn't even look good at all. I guess the only thing it got going for is maybe color separation. The chin is its own piece. The head is just two parts stacked together. The red piece out here is its own piece as well. I think mainly the reason why it just looks so ugly is because it looks oddly humanoid. The eyes are really high up and it looks like it got a bit of a nose. I'll take a picture and put it on the screen right now for you to show. But it looks like it got a nose. It just looks really unsettling. It does not look like a Gundam at all. This kit only has two hands. The standard holding hand, that's it. And that's kind of criminal because on the box art, but I'll pop the picture of the box art up right now, and you see that on the box art it shows that it has an open hand, but the kit doesn't actually give you an open hand. And the second thing you'll notice about this thing is it does not have as much white color as it needs to be. The building experience was alright. It was pretty smooth and a really easy kit, to be honest. No really bad nut marks or anything. It's just they are on the elbows right here. Put it up closer to the camera. They are in the elbows right here, the front and back, so there's no avoiding that. Knees, inner frame as well. There's some decent panel lining details, but pretty bare bone detail kit. No bad seam line or anything. The worst I can point out is just on the thighs, but even on camera you probably won't really notice it that much. It is missing a lot of colors. It is missing a lot of yellow. For the V on his chest, for the triangle on the crotch, for inside its thrusters on its knees, and on its chest, the top of its chest. I really believe that they fully had the capacity and the ability, to give this kit more color separation. Because check this out, they made the inner cockpit door its own gray piece. They gave it its own thruster cock piece. They gave it some really good part separation on the feet. Actually, the feet is actually comprised of I think about 5 parts. The white parts here is color separated. This part is its own part on the heels. So basically this gray part inside, there you go, it's its own part. They gave it some pretty good part separation on the feet for some reason. I really do believe they had the ability to give it more color separation. Maybe they just didn't have the budget. I've seen pictures of the other kits from the Seed and Seed Destiny line. Yeah, they don't really have the best budget. Most of them look pretty color inaccurate. And I'm just gonna show you the sticker sheet. This is what the sticker sheet looks like. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'm not gonna point out what they all are. The only one I use is the camera one for the antenna and the eyes. Let's move on to the articulation now. I would say it's like a step forward and a step back. And that's why I say I find this kit charming. It makes me happy in some places and it makes me angry in other places. It makes me happy because it has compared to the high grade Aegis Gundam, it has a torso swivel now. The head is a chicken neck. Like that. Oh, like that. It is just a polycap ball joint in there, but it can look all the way up like that, look all the way down like that. Not really even down, that's just looking forward. Can do a 360 rotation, side to side. The shoulder is static. This is criminal. The Aegis has so much more range than this. But this thing's shoulder is just a whole peg. One whole singular peg. Like what the heck? They can't even cut this thing out and give it like a little movement forward or backward or anything. It's just one whole singular peg. The only thing that's moving, the polycap inside the shoulder. That's the maximum that the shoulder can goes up, which is just perpendicular to the ground. This is bad. Oh my god, I can throw this thing against the wall right now. It can do a 360 spin on its own peg. Beam sabers are connected to the shoulders. They're connected via just friction, so I feel like they'll get loose over time, but right now they're fine. Only a 90-degree elbow bend. No ab crunch. I mean, yes, there is a little bit back and forth, but that's just because of the polycap wiggling around in there, so it doesn't really count. No side to side either. This thing torso is an actual brick. The hands are on ball joints. This area is the most infuriating area of the kit. The whole front skirt is a singular thing. And what do I mean by that? Unlike when you build most HG, where the front skirt is usually like two balls like stuck together and you can just cut right down the middle and they can be like, you know, separated individually. Well, get ready for this. It's a whole singular fucking peg. Like what? You can cut this down the middle because it does have a little, what do I call this thing? It does have like a tiny bit of an edge outward. It does, like, you know, hold the piece in place in the little groove of the crotch armor. I'll definitely prefer a ball jointed front skirt armor. The side skirt are a whole singular piece. They can go forward. Well, I can go forward all the way up, all the way down, all the way backwards like that. Can't flare out too much because it is blocked by the... This kit has a ball jointed hip. It's just disappointing. The Buster and the Aegis of the previous line of Seed 2 years ago has a universal hip with a thigh swivel. This thing is like a step back. Why did they step back from a better design to give it the old style ball joint hip again? Okay, you know what? Some of you may look at this and say, oh, this is not too bad. Look at that. That's a pretty decent spread. You can get, you know, that's plenty for most poses. Oh yeah? And later on in the pose demonstration, I will show you why this is so bad. The leg can kick up about perpendicular, about that much. You're just gonna kick it straight flat back, then that's all you're gonna get. But if you move it to the side a little bit, you do get a little bit more. But that's just because of the rear skirt armor don't move. It went backwards, but then it actually went forward in the knees. Remember last video I said that transformation kits always push the engineering limits? That's kind of true here too. As far as I know, every other kit in the Seed Destiny line don't have double jointed knee bend. But this one does. I think only the one with the transformation, like maybe the Gaia has it too, or the Chaos, the Chaos and the Gaia. But look at this. Oh, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. You see that? That is modern day stuff, man. That is good. I love looking at this. That is good. Moving down to the feet, and the front foot armor flap can move up that much and down pretty far. The foot is actually pretty versatile. It almost has 3 joints. So a joint that allows it to swing forward like this. And it is connected by a ball joint. Do get like a whole swivel here. And yeah, like, you know, everything that a ball joint can do. And inside the feet and inside the inner leg as well is another joint that allows it to, like, I think this is considered swiveling. I guess just shifting. For some reason they didn't allow this back leg armor flap to move, even though it can. All you gotta do is just cut away one of its like extra, there's like a little ledge, like you cut it and it can move. They even got a part separated for the thruster inside. See? So they fully had the capacity and the ability to give this kit more colors. And that was all for the articulation. I'm gonna set this aside. The beam rifle, it is just 2 pieces snapped together and a barrel at the front, so nothing special about it. Its shield, honestly, its shield is it's like half impressive, half not. The thing you're noticing right now is I thought it was more colorful than this. So look at the shield right here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 colors: red, yellow, black, and white. How many colors do you see on the actual shield part? 2. Red and white. They're missing the black and they're missing the yellow. They didn't even give you the black sticker. They knew how sorry it was if they had give you the black sticker. Why? I'm so confused. Why didn't they make this black part into the, like, you know, like a separate piece? This is so easy to do. They were able to achieve different part separation with the high grade Aegis shield, but why can't they here? I guess the only thing to praise the shield about is that these fins are individual pieces, but that don't even matter because they're red anyways. If they were a different color, like maybe white or yellow or black, then yeah, it would have been good if it had separated this piece and they're like, okay, you know, we're sorry that we can't give it to you in the accurate color it is, but we made it separated for you so it's easier for you to paint. But no, it's red anyway, so what's the point of separating it? You could have just made it into this red piece anyway. It does have a built-in handle detail. Doesn't move though, and I really appreciate that the shield can do this. It allows for you to, when it holds onto the arm, you can position it like forward like this or a little bit back like that, and it can do a 360, so it can be positioned however you like. Guess they made up for it in articulation than color separation. The most impressive things about its weapons to me are the backpack cannons. These things are actually pretty sweet. Some people complain that it is too big. I say that they're the perfect size. I've taken a look at the pictures and reviews of the non-grade 1100 as well. They also look massive on that kit. If you want to convey this thing is a big, massive weapon that can pack a punch, then you want it to be big, you know, especially like a plasma cannon, like something like this. Like, you know, you look at it, you're like, I don't want to get hit by this, but then it falls short in the color separation department again. You go in the manual, you see how much color it has? It doesn't have that same amount of color. The most criminal part is the wing. The wing is supposed to have white here and a yellow at its tip. It doesn't have that. It's just one singular red piece. This is tragic. This is so tragic. What the heck? And it's missing its white ring around here, right under the gray thrusters that's poking out. See, they made a separate piece for the thruster, but why didn't they made a separate white piece for what's under the thruster, huh? What's going on there, Bandai? And they're also missing the gray piece for the inner frame here, for the vents, for just right in the middle here in the white parts here, like the picture. And what's really weird is that this little barrel in here is color separated. That's so random. I was starting to think, you know, was white plastic and yellow plastic really that expensive at this time or something? What's going on here? Like, how come they made so much part separation for the gray pieces but not for the yellow? Good thing they are pretty well articulated. It is connected via a ball joint right here at the very base of the cannon, and it connects to the main body via a peg into the backpack. Plug on pretty smoothly. Gets all the posing job done. Can be swing under the arm, or can be moved around for all dynamic purposes. And I will demonstrate that later in the poses demonstration. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for the kit. Maybe I'll add in a little bit more during the final thoughts, but let's just get on with the transformation, which is honestly not that bad. This is all it has for transformation. So just a singular page, like 4-step, should be pretty easy to do. So this is my final thoughts and final verdict on the high grade Saviour Gundam. Should you buy it? I'm gonna have to honestly say no. It is just not worth your money. If you literally find it for like, I don't know, $5, go for it. But if anything over maybe $15, you're wasting your money at that point. You can't even make the argument like the high grade Aegis, because oh, it's the only high grade of it right now, there's no revive of it, so you know you have to buy it. No, you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to buy it. No beam sabers, horrible color separation, outdated articulation, bad head sculpt. There's literally not much you can do with it unless you're literally just buying this for parts. Like you're buying it for like, you know, maybe it's backpack or a specific part from it, like a shoulder, shield, legs, whatever. I don't know if you're like a hardcore Saviour fan out there. I'm not a hardcore Saviour fan, so I wouldn't know, but go for it. But to any normal person, normal people, I would definitely recommend you putting the extra effort and maybe extra money and getting no grade 1100 instead. That thing looks a lot better from what I'm seeing. So yeah, but I know that Bandai haven't been reprinting 1100s, no grade 1100s a lot lately, so I do think they're gonna be pretty rare. So I really don't know. Saviour fans, you're eating dirt right now. So yeah, don't get this kit, not worth your time.